Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Today's topic is DMX. This is going to be real quick because I'm about to get out of here, go to work. But DMX ex-wife, Tashera Simmons, she divorced him and she made a vow that when she married him, she would never divorce him for drugs. And she didn't. She was really good to him as he was to her. She understood his pain. She stuck by him. But what she could no longer continue to do was accept all the babies that he had on her while they were married. And she finally left. I'm sure, and they were married a long time, I believe over 20 years. And so, based on that and her children, she went for his estate, but she was denied because they not married. And he didn't marry any other baby mothers, although he was engaged to the last one. DMX ex-wife denied 50% stake in rapper's music catalog. Had she been married, she would have had the whole catalog. Judge ruled she waived rights in divorce settlement. Now she could have put that in her divorce settlement. Something happened to him, she'd get that, but she didn't. Tashara Simmons, the ex-wife of late rap icon DMX, has been denied a 50% claim over the rapper's music catalog and rights to his intellectual property after a New York judge ruled that the couple's marriage was not a joint earning partnership. Had she had that, if her attorney would advise her that, she would have gotten it. The April 7, 2025 ruling is over a lawsuit that Simmons brought against the estate of her late ex-husband in 2023, nearly 4 years after his death in 2021, over the rights to her late ex-husband's copyrights, trademarks, and rights of publicity. The case is linked to DMX divorce settlement to Tashara in 2016. Per All Hip Hop, the deal referenced intellectual property, but neither Simmons nor DMX was ratified or granted co-ownership of DMX intellectual property. The rapper's estate still holds those rights, including his music catalog trademarks, according to District Judge David Everett ruling. So who is over his estate then? The suit was filed last year by Simmons, who was married to DMX for 16 years, I said 20, and claimed she was entitled to 50% of the intellectual property rights, according to a handwritten note in their divorce settlement. The note said that she would receive 50% included but not limited to royalties. The judge said the settlement was ambiguous and that there was no proof that DMX trademark had been transferred to Simmons, and clarified that the term intellectual property rights apply only to royalties, not ownership. The settlement does not confer ownership, the judge wrote in his decision. Plaintiff's interpretation of the phrase intellectual property rights to include ownership is unsupported by the document's language. Wow. So she get the royalties, so that's cool. Judge Everett said Simmons previously raised similar issues in earlier litigation and signed a settlement agreement that made no mention of co-ownership. He ruled that it would be inappropriate to revisit those proceedings, particularly given that DMX, the best person positioned to contest the interpret is not to interpret the decision, is now deceased. The judge ruled under the circumstance of the case, the court would not reopen those proceedings. Although the ruling was a setback to Simmons' allegations, the court supported her on one issue. The judge threw out DMX request to dismiss her claims that he broke their divorce terms by not making $214,000 worth of child support payments. Both parties dispute the facts around payments, so this remains unresolved. Samuel Fiera, chief attorney for Simmons, reacted was disappointed to the ruling. In a statement to Billboard, we disagree with the court's interpretation of the document and feel that it overlooks the party's original intent. Fear also know that they were exploring an appeal. Ms. Simmons and her children are disappointed, and we are reviewing all options. However, Lisa Capone, attorney for DMX State, viewed this in a different way and said the ruling also protects the rapper's legacy. Capone said in a statement the ruling ensures the protection of DMX rights and intellectual property. In 2024, Ashley Austin, the new CEO of Artist Legacy Group, which partnered with DMX Estate, reiterated this feeling, saying the ruling was a pivotal step in protecting the rapper's legacy. Austin said, we remain committed to supporting Desiree, Sasha, and the entire Simmons family in protecting his rights and ensuring his legacy lives on. Bullshit. It's all about if they can make some money. But this what DMX said about Jay-Z.
If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains you're saying what it's like. Ain't never been. And what I did, boy, I'm going to say this too. But I did think this cool, but it ain't cool. Me and this man ain't never been naked in no room together with no. Joe Lucio Buffy on that. They been at my house. They all see me. They all know I'm a big nigga. I put in no orgy type, doing none of that. I just be doing, think you doing some fly. You in a room naked with some other, some broad looking at your head. And it's gay, and you get on some other. Me and this man got nothing but respect for each other. We ain't never put no train. We ain't no freaks. We some family men. We getting this paper. You know what I'm talking about? And I had to put that out there, bunch of doing a lot of fugazi here, man. This rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, and this dude, this rapper. Anything done in the dark gonna come to the light. I ain't gotta expose them. Because they exposing themselves every day and every night. And John Woo runs out the room. Puff got his towel. John grabbed his towel.
Okay, I'm gonna let that one go, but that was the beginning. Okay, go to me. Danye, you getting up? What? 2:15.
My grandmother abandoned my mother. I found out that my father's father did the same.
This is DMX wife.
Generational trauma.
I went from this excited 14-year-old girl to a mother overnight. She not only left him for dead, but it was for my father's father. So she kicked my grandmother out. Someone said to me and asked, someone who rubbed her stomach put something on your baby. And we were like, this was the first intro to Devil. I'm going to sleep every night and a presence is coming in my room. I feel it. It's like, ah! I was like, this is a spirit? I was like, what the hell? She was like, is that your husband? I said, yeah. She's like, there's a woman that he's with. She sent a warlock here. This is beyond repairing. Like, you need to make a choice. You or your kids. But I didn't love myself enough to do it for me.
So, guys, Tashera hit us up the day before she flew into Atlanta.
Wow.
Thankfully, We shot this just a few hours before she flew out, so we didn't have much time. But what she shared,
So she said DMX lost his soul.
because you don't leave your 7 kids and then kick out your grandma. But can I just tell y'all though? Is it okay that I just be? Because I don't want to miss this part. So I started doing a lot of research just on family generational things, like what happened before. So I found out that my grandmother, my mother's mother, abandoned my mother. I found out that my father's father did the same, and my father's mother abandoned him when he was like 17. Wow. She was, I guess, being bad in school, and her mother sent her away to our aunt and uncle's house. And she had an affair. She was only 17, and she had an affair with her uncle.
Wow.
It wasn't her uncle. It was the same kind of situation now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's literally the definition of generational trauma.
Yeah.
Curses.
Right.
Because this same generational curse came to my door. And we'll get down to that. But and I'm just trying to paint a really good picture for Klein. I'm about to be right. Like whatever you say, like I'm going, like, and that's because I finally found somebody that didn't want to live life in a box. And I didn't care what he did, to be honest with you. And that's why with Slippin' though, it's a true story. That is a true story. Not until Xavier was born, I didn't care who he robbed. I didn't care what he did. I mean, there's some things me and X did. That was
really Bonnie and Clyde.
Me and him was Bonnie and Clyde. Like we were like the people who's supposed to love us the most let us down. But we loved each other. We were dysfunctional, broken kids that found love in the most craziest way, and we were loyal to that too.
You know what's interesting to me is because my mom used to play DMX all throughout the house, and his albums were always like an experience because it was a mixture of his music, it was a mixture of these prayers, it was a mixture of like stories that he would tell. It was so much that would happen, so you almost like really wanted to hear from front to back to the way the album was structured out. He put it together, and it makes sense stepping out even before the fame.
You know what? Now I could honestly say I think he was doing it before. Because I caught him one time when because I had to been about 20 years old. Pulled up on him in Baltimore. I had a feeling he used to be in Baltimore. They used to keep him out there so he could stay out of trouble while he get his deal and everything together. Because he couldn't sit still. He was wild. So I had a feeling he had Xavier. So I rolled up on him, caught him in a hotel room with a girl. It was one of the hotels where the doors was outside. So when I knocked on the door, he opened the curtain with his boxes and his cigarette and started shaking. So I knew that something wasn't right. And he didn't even know I was coming. I was Inspector Gadget, like with my 3 girlfriends.
The intuition going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And when I knocked on the door and he came, like, and he see me and then his cigarette started shaking. I said, open the fucking door. Open the fucking door. I was like 20 years old. And then he opened the door and I like busted through. And like I was so black, I went black that I didn't even see anybody. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you not answering your hotel phone? Like, I didn't even have no cell phone. And then I looked, and then it was a girl next to Xavier, and I went to go grab Xavier, and he pushed me so hard, and like for not me to get. I guess he thought I was gonna go after the girl, and he said, "You'll get arrested in this state for hitting a pregnant girl." I said, "Pregnant? So what the fuck she pregnant by?" And he was like, "Not me. I'm just helping her. She had nowhere to go." And I said, "It's her or me. You ready? Because I'm taking my son." He said, "What you talking about? I'm out." Grabbed all his stuff. Literally, it's a true story. My girlfriend was there for it. And the girl said, "What about me? How am I get home?" He didn't even answer. I said, "Figure it out, bitch." And I just left. And I was like, so I always went back to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's in him. But he was so good at it. Like, he was so, when he got into the industry, he talked about me, put me in his videos. So he was crafty. He was never sloppy. And we didn't have social media like that. But when I look back now, obviously, we got 10 other kids. I'm like, well, damn, that dick was on tour. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't even know. And is that okay for me to say it?
Listen, you good. Listen,
I know it's Christian. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because we in this vessel and we get pissed off sometimes and we call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was calling. I was just like,
wow, his
man,
dick
he
was on
with
tour.
that. Like, he wasn't protecting himself. Like, we got a family. We talked about this as kids. Like, we never want to violate or do what our parents did to us, because if I find out and we break up, then we repeat the cycle that, you're going to be out the house. And, he was in too deep. He was in too deep.
Were you ever worried about that? Like, given your past experience and his past experience with abandonment?
I'm not fighting flesh. I'm fighting spirits. And
Facts.
I saw. So I got to pray that you got your son, but I got to protect my kids in this house. Because he wasn't in it. We weren't even together. We weren't even speaking because he wasn't who I fell in love with. He wasn't even himself.
But even then, you would still put 10 toes down.
So I was like, I'm going to do it from here. You see, I'm still talking. He gone and I'm still holding him up because
absolutely,
I know what happened. And I know the devil's real.
Now, you got, your relationship that
wow.
you
That is, dang, who was that? Because I got to get out. Let me go to, excuse me. You must not be getting up. 2:15. And I got to drive to Wixom. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find this because I ain't had that many videos. I love me some DNX. Slipping was my favorite song by him. And I still love that song to this day. Damn. I'm not going back to look for it. Let me go to the next one. Okay. Okay, 22. All right, here we go.
A lot of corny, man. A lot of corny rappers, man. I'm just like, yo, man. I could name a list of 100 corny rappers, yo, right now. Man, from New York. They ain't supposed to be rapping. I mean, who really like these? Who really like to tell me? I want to know somebody.
Then I met the devil in God's country. You know, and it's not so much who, it's what, you know, what happened.
The Hip Hop Task Force was created to watch Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy, to watch the artists that was connected with P. Diddy.
Three conversations with the devil. Why with the devil?
Well, to make a fair decision, I think you have to be aware of both sides. And I was approached, so of course I had a conversation. It doesn't mean I rode with him,
Sure.
or believed him. I just was able to recognize him by what he said to me, what he offered me. Say, oh,
Wow. Y'all heard that? He recognized the devil by what he offered him.
If you're old enough to remember when hip hop wasn't just viral clips and sound bites, but real stories told straight from the source, you know how frustrating it is when some of the most important interviews just vanish. Countless hip hop interviews and stories have mysteriously disappeared over the years. Clips wiped from YouTube, recordings erased, entire conversations scrubbed like it never happened. Whenever artists start exposing the dark, behind the scenes power plays in the industry, those voices tend to get silenced fast. And this is exactly what happened to some of the most important interviews with DMX and Mobb Deep's Prodigy. Both of them openly warned about the dark side of the industry and even named powerful figures like Diddy and Jay-Z, while also exposing who the real puppet masters are behind the scenes.
the group that was formed like in the 1700s, something like that, 1600s. This dude named Adam Weishaupt. He started this group of people,
The Illuminati.
like, rich people that basically shape pop.
Adam Weishaupt was the founder of the Illuminati. Yes, here, 1776.
And the way, the world is gonna move forward.
But just like many others before them, many of these interviews where Prodigy and DMX spoke out have been scrubbed from the internet and memory hold. Why? Because the truth they exposed threatened the very people running the show. DMX hinted in interviews about an industry built on control and coercion, where certain moguls keep artists under their thumb. And both Diddy and Jay-Z's names come up again and again in these conversations. Prodigy, who definitely was not shy about exposing the industry, often talked about a group of powerful people who pull the strings, not just in music and entertainment, but society at large. And while a lot of the footage where they talked about this stuff has mysteriously disappeared, some clips still survive. So let's break down what DMX and Prodigy were really trying to warn us about, and why someone might not want you to hear it.
A lot of times people say, you're a conspiracy theorist, you watch too many movies or something like that, But a lot of stuff I was learning was very real.
Okay, let's start with DMX and his warnings about the devil in the industry. Back in 2007, DMX went on HBO's Deaf Poetry Jam and performed his powerful poem called The Industry.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a big moment, and X wasn't holding back. He exposed how the music game really works and how artists are pressured to sell out or play along just to survive.
The industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent. It's about playing the game. The industry, real dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going dress like this and talk with the bat.
Come on, DMX.
Got your word meaning nothing. The industry, but you heard because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, but I dare you to try to take a thing off my plate if you ain't got a strong mind. The industry will break you down. It's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me, I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt, test the wrong one in the industry, and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. Industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you.
DMX didn't just talk about shady contracts and record label beef.
I gotta keep that. I gotta keep that. All right, you ain't moving. I'm about to get dressed. It's pitiful. He can't never get up. Okay, here we go.
Max didn't realize who was sitting behind him until it was too late to turn back. Everybody must have been watching like, yo, he don't know he behind. Like, yo, it's about to be something like. And I didn't realize he was sitting right behind me. I'm like, all right, I've been here long enough. I've already performed. Like, I'm not trying to sit here. It takes about 4 or 5 hours to film a 1 hour show. So I'm like, that's my cue. And I get up. I already seen his wife, and me being that person, I was like, if I got a problem with you, it's not going to spill over into. You know what I mean? I'm not going to act different towards you. You mean? I already spoke to her. Hey, how you doing, man? So I was like, wow, she got paid. And so then, when the intermission came, I got up to leave. I turned around. I was like, and it was like silence. Silence. It was like all quiet. I was like, what up, man? Like, I don't know who extended their hand first, but it was mutual. If the moment came to squash it face to face, would you be real enough to reach out? DMX didn't realize who was sitting behind him.
That was good. Let me get that last one. Because that beef between him and Ja Rule was real. Oh. One more to go. One more to go. Shut up, I'm live. This is the last one. Come on, where you at? Child, I'm sorry, y'all. I've been having so much information in these phones. It's unbelievable. They keep calling my other phone. I'm live. I ain't never seen nobody who call you like this. And this the last video. Where is it? Here we go. This is it. This is the last one. This is the last one.
Alicia Keys, Snoop, Griselda, Lil Wayne. You got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog? The industry is full of a bunch of sucking, riding, bending over the desk, out like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a fuck. Bring it. Bring it. They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play this shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dick, and it's like there's too much of that going on. Right. They said, let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean? Exactly. Now they want you all up under this, sitting at the going to dinner with them and shit like that. The nerve to tell me one time, I said, yo, why can't I have two videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the motherfucking TV. I ain't gonna say the artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back. Exactly. I'm like, you feeding me and you sucking this nigga so crazy, man. What's wrong with you? Yo, I had to punch one in the face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more. He said, you only alive because of me, You only alive because of me, you fuck. But like your crew is deep. I mean, I've seen you come through, man. I mean, we got walls all over the place. But wait, you know what I'm saying? Real cannot.
Oh, I gotta get dressed. I gotta get dressed.
You know, real get down just like he get down. He don't want that headache. He rather push up on a soft back. Yo, son, Rich man, hold something. Let me start tapping his spot, was it? You spot a mile away and carry him just like that. You know what I mean? And you've always stood alone, and you know.
What's with your ANC mastermind? So before we continue, this one is very, very interesting. Remember to drop a like, watch the full video. Let's go.
Realize that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacle that the devil would place in my path. You're just the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the f*** I want because nobody can finish me. The industry. Wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls and where they survive. The industry don't give a f*** about you. But the industry could make a dime without you. Damn. I'm mad.
Certain subject you gonna touch on this, or just like you just going at him?
I'm being a homo. It's too late. We got to style in the clothes. I got the inside information, man. I was styling in the clothes for one of them shows. Got him extra seat on one of them.
No, dog.
I'm telling you, dog. Oh, my mama. You see, I was with John, you know what I'm saying? And he was on extra seat up. What? It was crazy, man. You should have even walk around with a bag of them pills, man. Talk about me, you can't be serious. Extras everything. Extras everything. All right.
Yo, this is a big statement you're making here, man. You throw it.
Man, tell me, nigga, straight up. This is all about there and once you give him that action, and he'll you. There are no words more powerful in the book. And your prayer, your own prayer, will do a lot better than someone else praying for you.
Facts.
Whoever has it surrendered all the way, there may be some of you who don't know how. I'm going to walk you through that right now. But if you're serious about it, right now, giving your life to the Lord, say it with me. Dear Lord Jesus, I realize I'm a sinner. I repent for my sins. And right this moment, I receive you as my Lord and Savior. It's that simple.
He was born to be a preacher.
You gotta mean it. You gotta mean it. Give it to Jesus because it ain't my fight. I want to make it to the light. Please make it all right. And ain't nobody but you taking my life. Because I know not many do make it through the fight. But there's still are many who walk with your grace. Because I know of plenty who walk with your face in their minds and their hearts with the word on their lips, but still stray from the herd. I'm sure you've heard how it gets, because the word is a gift that'll break any yoke, stronghold, or bond down to a third of its strength. When you're free in the name of Jesus, free indeed. All you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. All things are possible through Christ who strengthens me. It's my destiny to be the best I can be, to give you the best of me. Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact you can see them well. I mean, it was like, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. You know what I mean? It takes too much energy. You always got to say 2 steps ahead of them, whatever. Right. But trust them to be them.
All right, to be themselves.
Facts.
Trust the snake to bite you. Trust the lion to laugh. Just speak yourself for me. Like, trust them, believe them. But know them when you see them.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I found new level of respect for DMX after.
Me too. I always loved him. I always loved him, and he was born to preach. He really was. But at the end, like his wife said, he lost his soul. So I pray that he got it right with God. He passed away. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. The place is called Caribbean Kitchen. It's on 6 Mile and Mendota. It's right there. The